Changes are coming to what's served at school cafeterias. The U.S. Department of Agriculture is updating school menus with healthier options, limiting sugar and sodium. News 4's Michaela Simmons tells us about this initiative.
School menus will look a little different starting in the 2025 school year. It's divided into two phases. It begins in the 2025 through 26 school year with limiting sugar on specific products such as cereal, yogurt, and flavored milk. Then later, phase 2 will add a 10% cap on added sugars by the 2027 school year.
School cafeterias have already made a number of changes to school meals over the last decade. In fact, research shows that school meals are the healthiest meals that Americans are eating today because they already meet limits on calories, fat, and sodium.
Also, in the 2027 through 2028 school year, sodium levels will also be reduced in foods. To make this change, students' opinions were considered in menu options.
Schools have worked really hard to try and make healthier meals more appealing to students. There's been a lot of taste testing going on, really trying to get students involved in helping schools pick new menu items that both meet the nutrition requirements but are also still delicious.
The USDA says these changes will not only change students' diets but reduce risk of diseases. To make this transition to healthy foods easier, Diane Pratt Hebner with School Nutrition Association suggests parents introduce those same foods at home.
The more that families and restaurants and other food service establishments work to reduce sodium and sugar in their meals, the more likely students are to eat those healthier options at school.
Hebner says they are urging Congress to provide more funding to make these challenges doable.
Schools will really need some additional support to make these changes successful. We're going to need to invest in more scratch cooking. That means more staffing, equipment, and infrastructure in the school cafeteria.
In Dothan, Michaela Simmons, your hometown news leader.
A statement from Coffee County Child Nutrition Program about this school lunch menu taking effect in the 2025-2026 year reads, quote, with the USDA's final rule for school meal standards, our child nutrition program will continue to provide meals that meet all regulations. Since the new updates will phase in between the fall of 2025 and the fall of 2027, our program has the opportunity to create new menus, try new scratch cooking recipes, and taste test new products with less added sugar and sodium, end quote.